I'm on to Paralympian number 6 out of my attempted 21, and I've known my next guest for nearly 5 years. She's great at long jump, just as brilliant as a TV pundit, and is the Vice President of UK Athletics. It's Stef Reid. So hi, Stef. How are you doing? Well?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. Yeah, how about you?
Yeah, it's okay. We're sort of getting used to it now, aren't we?
So I'm admiring your kitchen, but specifically, I'm admiring how clean your kitchen is. Mine does not look like that.
I can't take any credit for that. That is my wife, who is the set designer.
In-house production, very handy right now.
Exactly. Now listen, before we start the interview, I know you'll want to say a word about Neil Black, the former performance director of British Athletics, who passed away last weekend.
Yeah, I think the athletics community had some really sad news about Neil Black. He's passed away. Actually, I was reading the article. I didn't even know he was 60. I could have sworn he was in his mid 40s. But it is really gutting. He was larger than life, and he will be missed quite significantly.
Absolutely, well said. Now Neil was all about performance, and when I've been looking through your social media over the last couple of weeks of lockdown, you seem to be training and doing physical things just as much as you were before. So what kind of things are you doing?
I really struggled the first week because it was just frustrating because you just didn't have access to the things that you normally would have access to. And I think once I kind of wrapped my head around the fact that, okay, look, you are not going to gain anything in this period. And so this is now a game of how little can you lose and what can you work on right now. So once I kind of made that adjustment, now it's been great because actually there's tons of things you can do. And I've been having a great time. I got one of those like agility ladders that you would normally see in football. The package said hours of fun. I wouldn't quite go that far, but just breaking out different things I never would have tried. So it's been good overall.
So are you able to set out a pretty kind of regular daily schedule of things, or are you being kind of spontaneous about it, or?
Well, one of the nice things is normally, my schedule is so fixed, and it depends on when physio is or when my coach is available. And now I'm just like, wow, I can set my own time. I'm never late to practice. It's fantastic. So I think, look, lockdown is frustrating, and I'm sure it's different for people depending on the situation. Mine happens to be one where, Brent and I, we don't have kids, we're not homeschooling. We've been really lucky in that. We do have members of our family that are high risk, but no one's been affected. And so, gosh, I feel guilty sometimes for enjoying aspects of it. But at the same time, you just got to make the most of what it is right now. And we're probably never going to see a period again. Well, hopefully never. Yeah.
And what was your reaction to the year-long postponement?
I was gutted initially. Like I said, I needed a good week to kind of just get a hold of myself and get things wrapped around. It's been a roller coaster year for me. I didn't compete at World Championships this year because of an injury. I actually had 2 back-to-back just freak incidents in competitions. Once in August, and then again in October as I was trying to come back, and both of them were potentially career-ending. And both times I had to look at, retirement came a bit sooner than I was expecting. So I'd kind of already, walked through that process and just got to the point where I was back. I had been back training for 1 3-week cycle, tested really well. And then the postponement happened. And so it was just like, oh, you kidding me? Like again. But it's good to kind of flex those flexibility muscles in terms of adapting to whatever you're faced with.
Because what kind of improvement are you having to strive for? Because, you've got bronze, 2 silvers from the Paralympics. Can you quantify how much you've got to improve to either match that or top those in Tokyo?
I am reasonably certain gold medal is going to go at over 6 meters. So my PB right now is 578. So yes, very specifically, I need to find 23 more centimeters. And I think, Rio was, I was so happy to finish with the silver, but in my head, I got the bronze in Beijing, I got the silver in London, and it just kind of made sense, right? Gold in Rio, then you can retire. And sometimes life doesn't always work out according to my really perfect script. And I really had to have a think about Rio. It's a massive commitment, another 4 years, but I just felt like I've just not had that jump yet where I've been, you get out of the pit and you look back and you just think, do you know what? That is me fulfilling my potential. Like, I'll never jump farther than that again. And so I thought, yeah, I'm in. Another cycle, let's do it. And now it's 5 years, not 4. But do you know what? I love being an athlete. So in some ways, it's kind of okay.
You need to do what Brent does and go for multiple events and give yourself loads of chances.
Do you know what? You're right. Had I paid more attention in statistics, perhaps I would have gone down that route.
What's it like for Brent actually at the moment in terms of keeping his training up? Is it any more difficult for him than you, for example, to keep things going?
Actually, it's been really interesting because I guess everybody already kind of has different life scenarios set up, and actually not much has changed for him. He's got his rollers in his garage. Literally the most depressing training environment you've ever seen in your life, but that's just Brent. He doesn't need bells and whistles. He just gets out and gets it done. And he's a software engineer, and he's always worked from home. And so that's kind of carried on. He consults for an American company that produces food, so they're obviously all still working at full capacity from home. So he's actually taken a 5-week break because he's still hoping the marathon season will happen in the fall potentially. So he's kind of taking his yearly break now, whereas I'm training through and we'll take it later. So once again, our schedules do not match up.
And I imagine you're both in contact with family and friends, people you know back in Canada. What are the lockdown sort of regulations out there compared to what we're all going through here in the UK?
It's pretty similar. So my family is from Toronto and I have family in Vancouver, and it's pretty much the same. Everyone's working from home, same grocery store regulations. It's crazy how, this truly is a global crisis, and we're kind of all in this together. But in that sense, we've always communicated online, and so not much has changed in that front. But it's interesting to see how the world reacts, and even just reading different news pieces. We still have a lot of friends from Dallas, Texas, and just seeing the take from down there has also been really different.
Now, I'm sure one of the things you're doing to keep yourself occupied, in fact, I know it because I've seen various photos, is of course cooking. A lot of people will have seen your MasterChef. So what have been your go-to dishes in this lockdown period?
So I've actually, usually baking is my passion, but I've had to stop because after the first week I thought, wow, this is not sustainable. So normally I would bake and then bring it in and everyone would kind of have some, but when it's just in our house and Brent's not doing marathon training, it might be a bit of a rough return. So I've actually, do you know what has been the best? When you go and, because we're only grocery shopping once a week, which means, you're probably going to be missing ingredients or have stuff that doesn't necessarily go together, but basically just opening your fridge and seeing what's there and experimenting. And that I absolutely love. Sometimes I nail it, sometimes I do not. But actually, by far the best thing that I've been making are just the most basic flatbreads you can imagine. And they're delicious and they do not require yeast.
That sounds pretty good. I'll look forward to
seeing the recipe after.
I'll look forward to seeing some of them on social media then over the next few days. And how is it too soon? Either as an athlete or in your role as Vice President of UK Athletics to figure out how the athletic schedule is going to come together over the next, 12, 18 months or so?
Yeah, it's going to be, fortunately we have lots of very clever people working on that. I think, the reality is, actually even now, British Championships have been rescheduled to August. This is the able-bodied world champs, but they'll sometimes have different events where para athletes can be involved in as well. And so I think it's very much taking what do we know right now? Let's go ahead and set a plan and just accept that ultimately we have no idea where this is going to go. So we'll just do the best that we can on a daily basis based on what we know.
What about when you're away from the kitchen and away from sort of training and keeping yourself fit and active? Do you and Brent have the same sort of interest in terms of watching things, listening things? Are you kind of pretty good lockdown partners?
Well, so you know what? We are so different in so many ways. We're such opposites. You know, for example, I am someone, I mean, I love mornings. I love getting up early. If I have anything important to do, it pretty much gets done by noon. Whereas Brent is the opposite. You know, his working hours, you know, you kind of get in that brain state flow happens in the evening, even in terms of interests. Yeah, we're so different. But I think we both quite like that. Incredibly, do you know what? I've gotten to, this is what, the 4th week of lockdown? I mean, we don't even have a Netflix subscription, not touched Amazon Prime. We've just been keeping, that's it. I've been doing singing lessons.
Oh, okay.
And no, I'm not going to sing to you. I'm just going to say that up front.
I'll just cross that one off my list.
I'm not there yet. But do you know what? I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of singing, and just a lot of, so our house is a definite fixer-upper. And I mean, I did not come from, you know, a handy family. And so I've actually just been, usually if there's a problem, I'll just, you know, call one of Brent's friends over and say, hey, I'm baking cookies, want to come over? And by the way, bring your toolkit. But you don't have that option. So actually it's been quite fun just learning to do, you know, different things. Amazing what you can find on YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, it's actually been quite fun learning a few new things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd go along with that. Well, listen, thank you for sparing the time for me. And obviously, we hope to see you back in action very soon. And maybe if you do win a medal, you can obviously now sing the anthem.
Oh, I'll be able to belt it out then. or I can do karaoke and not have to be drunk.
Of course. Right, I'll hold you to that.
Will you come with me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just to see and witness that happening.
Oh, well, I mean, you'll be up there with me on stage.
I'll bring the interview to a close now. Thanks very much, Steph. Take care.
Well, it's my pleasure. Have a great one.
See you. Bye.